friends. So this is part 3. We are going over this 1-3 emotional generators chart, and we are looking at their relationship to routines, as this person finds it challenging to establish them. And we have already established that, they're just meant to be in flow, right? And whatever routine they come up with, whatever routine they say yes to, has to come from an internal thing. It has to come from their response to life. It has to come from their own flow. And they will know the timing, because the sacral center, in my opinion, really is clear about telling you when the timing is right, when the aliveness is there, when the moment is there. Like, that is something I have learned with this energy from my own experience. I just feel like, and maybe it's coming from my spleen, I don't know, but I'm pretty sure when I researched early on, it was my sacral that was like giving me that nudge. I don't have it defined. Okay, so we talked about the 214 channel, which is the keeper of the keys. And I want to say, so let's go over some stuff, right? So this is an embodied flow channel. It works best when you're resourced and energized by the work itself, which also goes into that sacral center. When you are excited about what you're doing, when you actually have a body yes for what you're doing, is going to continue to nourish you and feed you and give you the energy to keep going forwards. If you feel drained by your traditional work or anything like that, it's not going to be that you just lack discipline. It's that your sacral isn't lit up. So that's something to keep in mind, because one of the things I asked this individual about, because they had mentioned that they were trying to wake up earlier, and I don't remember exactly what they said, but I do remember, like, it didn't work out the way that they had expected it to. And one of the things I asked was like, well, are you excited about going to work, right? Like, they wanted to wake up earlier before they went to work, to have stuff to do, right? To do their own self nurturing stuff, and it just is not hitting. And so, like, one of the questions I'm asked is, okay, well, are you excited to actually get out the bed and go to work, right? Because you can, and I get it, you can like some aspects of your job and not others. It is what it is, right? Like, we don't have no judgment on that. We all are trying to figure this shit out, so whatever. But I was curious about it because it will play into whether or not they're able to wake up early, right? Whether or not they have the motivation to wake up early. Because if I'm dreading wanting to go do this work, I ain't trying to get out of bed no earlier than I need to. I'm saying this from experience, okay? I see the difference between having to get up for a job I don't want to do, to getting up and just doing what I want. You know what I mean? It's a whole different vibe. So it's just something to keep in mind. Like, what are you actually going to do, and are you excited about it? And it's okay to be like, I'm not excited about it, and still do it. But I think, like, acknowledging that and being honest with yourself is so important. Okay, so the other thing is, direction comes through joy, not pushing. You listen, with this sacral energy, especially with the channels to this G center, right? The center of direction, the center of purpose. Baby, you're gonna have to be lit up, because, like, that is what's fueling your direction. That is what's fueling what you're going to go do. That is what's fueling your path. This is such an amazing, I feel like I have never seen this. This is such an amazing configuration for me, like, in my opinion, because it's like, there's no denying that you're just here to follow your own rhythm. And it's so, like, and then, like, I'm just thinking about the way her centers are connected, right? Because the root center is not connected to the sacral center is not connected to the root. The sacral center is not connected to the emotional solar plexus, but it is connected to the G center, and it's also connected to the heart. Honey, you are meant to be about you. You are meant to have a knowing about where you're going and what you're doing, and to follow that. And I know that we're all conditioned to act a certain way, be a certain way, have certain expectations from life. But your chart is literally saying that it's all in you. This chart screams, it's all about your inner guidance. That's it. That's all. It don't care about nothing else. This chart is all about inner guidance. It's just so magical. Like, I'm so obsessed. Like, I just started looking at it yesterday and I was like, this is so cool. Okay. You have to tell us. You have to tell us how it is. Okay. Because, you know, we don't get to live like this. Everybody don't get to live like this. So, the next channel I want to look at is the 29 to 46. That's his last one here. And this is the commitment to right experiences. I'm telling you, this person is just meant to follow their own inner compass. And the rest of us is just blessed by their existence, okay? All right, so first of all, with that channel 2946, this is a design of succeeding where others fail. Hear me out. People with this channel of discovery need to let go of all expectations. Forget about how they say life is supposed to work or how it should work and none of that, okay? And you need to become completely immersed in the depth of any experience because its full meaning won't be revealed until the end. So you're meant to just flow with life. You're meant to just trust that the unfolding of your life has purpose, no matter what it is. You are here to discover new ways, different ways, to be innovative, to show us a way. And I think as a generator, this is such a powerful energy because y'all are here to master your own energy. And so what has been done before, you're here to show us something new. Now, I don't know what that new is. I don't know what your how you see life or your perspective of life. And I don't know if you started sharing it with the collective yet. But whatever it is, however, like you're moved in this lifetime is important. And it's meant to be a mirror for us as a collective, for us to see, for us to be inspired by, for us to learn from. And especially with that 1-3 profile, listen, with that 1-3 profile too, right? So you are someone who does a lot of studying, who goes in depth about things, who does a lot of research, a lot of learning, right? Who needs to have a strong foundation of knowing before they move forth in life. But then you have that line 3 that's all about trial and error, right? This is the person, like I said in another video, who has to touch the stove to make sure it's hot. It's not enough that you told this person that, hey, if you do this, then X will happen. They're still going to do it for the plot. They're going to do it for them to have their own lived experience, their own experience for themselves, so that they know what is true and what is not, right? So this is somebody who is skeptical about life. They're curious. They're asking questions. They're wanting to understand things more. They're not just going to take your yes. They're going to they may take it in and listen, but then they're going to go and research it and figure it out on their own before they just settle into whatever you told them. This life got to be fun. And I mean, and again, right, I do understand that conditioning exists. So it does matter whether or not this person, how they're, how their nurturing is set up, how their conditioning is set up, what they're around. But nonetheless, this part of your chart, right, this makeup of your chart is always in you. It's always active in you. Even if it's cluttered by the ego and this conditioning, it's always in you, operating. There's a little voice under you that has this knowing that it can't ignore. So I'm saying it as a 1-3 who has their own opinions about life. I think everybody has their own reality, and I really stand beside that. Okay, what else I said? Okay, let me hurry up. Okay, so I was talking about the 4629 channel, and so I already said that about, you gotta let go of expectations, just be on a journey. Like, this is they said this life is a choose your own adventure. One of my friends said that, and so I definitely put that forward toward you. This is a choose your own adventure, and you're constantly learning through every experience that you do have. Another thing is too, like, your body remembers what felt good and life affirming. So your sacral doesn't want routine for routine's sake, right? It's not enough like, oh, I should do that, oh, I have to do that. That's not what's going to get you going. That's not what's going to give you your energy, unfortunately. And I'm talking about sustainable energy. I'm not talking about, yeah, you can get it done, but is it going to be sustainable? Yes, you can force yourself to do stuff, but is it going to be sustainable? Okay? So your sacral wants devotion to meaningful experiences. It has to matter to you.